you believe that there is a creator?
No.
So you're a straight up atheist?
I don't believe in a creator, yeah, but I don't know everything. So beliefs, right, is like...
You're agnostic.
Yeah, in knowledge-wise...
Someone doesn't know, he's unsure.
No, in knowledge-wise, I don't know everything. Yeah?
Atheism when you know there's nothing.
No, atheism don't accept that. Like, I'm not agnostic about whether Santa Claus exists.
Right, that's an irrational belief.
I'm agnostic about whether there's life on Mars. I don't know. I could believe there's life on Mars. I could believe there's no life on Mars. And I can't make an absolute choice if there's life on Mars. I mean, I could believe that Jesus Christ is the right, truth, and our Savior. I could believe in Buddhism. But I don't know that these beliefs are true. Do you know what I mean? Just like you're a Muslim, you believe in Islam. That's your culture, that's your belief. But you can't know 100%.
When you understand Tawheed from our perspective and you compare it to other religions, you know why we know for sure why God exists.
So how do you know if you don't know?
Okay. Do you accept that a belief can be true, but we can't necessarily prove it? Do you accept this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? So I can have a belief, but I can't necessarily prove it to you. But that doesn't mean that it's not a fact. So the belief in a creator who's all-knowing or powerful, unique, self-sufficient, does not be begotten. This is a rational belief. It's not a irrational belief. Yeah? So we believe in a rational being. We don't have a concept of a multitude of gods or a god-man or man-god. We don't have this, which is an irrational belief. So every human being, regardless of your ethnicity or your background, can agree that the belief in a all-knowing being, which is unique, which is outside of our paradigm, meaning outside of our laws and kind of laws of gravity and etc. This is a rational belief.
So these people who believe in Hinduism, Jews,
that's irrational.
That's irrational?
Yes.
But yours is rational?
Yes.
I can't see the division there.
I'll tell you what's the difference.
Dividing yourself of other people who live in
Yes, we are dividing ourselves.
I mean, like, Islam, I've read somewhere it says that they see non-believers as captives or worse than captives.
No.
Does it say that in the Quran?
Yes, it does say that. But it's talking about who? But the hypocrites, who know, and they still reject. So if you're someone, you have the rational faculty to understand and grasp the notion that there must be a creator, and you still reject it based upon your desires, then Allah says these people are just like cattle. Yeah, that even though they are just like, even they're worse than cattle, because at least a cattle hasn't got the ability of rationality. But you have been given.
How do you say that you just offended me?
No, I'm not talking about you. Allah says.
Oh, Allah offended me.
Baba, okay. Do you accept or do you agree with me that the universe that we see today, which had a beginning, that it must have come from something which designed it? Yes or no?
First off, yeah.
Yes or no?
I'm not accepting the insult of calling me.
I'm not. You asked me a question about that particular verse. I explained to you. I wasn't insulting you.
No, but I'm a human being.
Right, but I wasn't insulting you.
I'm not like cattle. I'm not worse than cattle.
Right.
And if your God thinks that I'm worse than cattle,
you're not including that in the verse, because that verse talking about people who know the truth and they still reject it based upon arrogance.
All right, have you heard of people?
Are you that?
People who were Muslims.
Maybe you don't know.
People who were Muslims.
Yes.
The Council of Ex-Muslims.
Yes.
North America.
Yes.
We've got ex-Muslim organisations all over Europe. Yeah?
Yes.
Are they all worse than cattle?
Obviously, yes, they are. Yes. I'm sorry.
Can you see what you're dehumanising the whole group
I'm not
of people?
dehumanising no one. Allah, the creator, my creator, and your creator are saying those who know the truth, but they still reject it, are just like cattle.
All right, I've got some Ahmadiyya Muslim friends, yeah? Very nice people.
Ahmadiyya
Muslims. They're not Muslims. So they've read the Quran. Are they worse than cattle as well?
Baba, I mean, are we talking about sects and this and that and different groups?
I'm talking about your view of human beings.
I'm not passing judgment on you or anyone. I'm saying what the Creator Himself has said. You understand? I'm no one to pass judgment. If I pass a judgment, I do so with the authority that God has given. If God has said something, I will say it. Otherwise, I refrain from any judgment. You understand? Now, I'm saying to you is this: is that do you agree with me that the universe we see today, which had a beginning, must have had a designer based upon what we see around us?
No.
Why not?
Why?
Yeah.
Because we don't know everything yet. We know that the universe, what we finally discovered, that the universe is like 80% dark matter and dark energy. Yeah? We know that the processes that we've discovered, it can be a multiverse, Yeah? The inflation model has certain attributes by people who have discovered that got attributes and evidence of multiverses and stuff like that. It can inflate, it can contract.
Is that more probable, the multiverse theory, is that more probable, or is it more probable to say that the universe which had a beginning must have had an origin, someone who designed it and put it into effect? Because we don't find something coming from nothing. We don't find this camera, this phone making itself. We don't find that building creating itself. We don't find things popping into existence by chance or by random events.
What you're doing is
true or false?
You're anthropomorphizing.
No, but true or false? We don't find things popping into existence by chance. Yes or no?
I'm going to tell you why it's false.
Do you mind answering me a question? Yes or no?
No.
So things don't come to existence by chance?
No, I'll give you a no. A no answer. The answer to that question is no.
So things do not pop into existence by chance.
Now what they found is in a subatomic level that particles are popping in and out of existence all the time.
Right.
You know, like neutrinos and stuff like that.
Right.
This is where the evidence is leading us to.
Right.
You know,
So if
you let me finish first, yeah? If what you see and what you extrapolate that to mean the whole universe, and you try to anthropomorphize things to our level of understanding.
Anthropomorphize things?
Yeah, you try to make it a human level.
Do you know what that means?
Yeah,
I'm not anthropomorphizing nothing, brother.
You're trying to, you saying that the universe must have had a creator because you see things that are being created by human beings.
I am giving you something which is a self-evident truth. There are some things in life that we know to be true, but we can't necessarily prove it, isn't it? So, for example, I know that I had a 10 great grandmother. I've never seen her. I don't know what her name was, but I know that she exists. Why? Because I exist. So likewise, if the universe came to existence, the universe began, where did it come from? How did it come to existence? You can't simply say, we don't know. Maybe it was the multiverse, maybe it was these particles.
It's not about we don't know, it's like me and you are trying to find the truth, yeah? The answer, yeah?
Yes.
That's one thing we've got in common.
Right.
You know? I know. Now, I grew up as a Catholic and I had the Christian Bible as the ultimate source of truth. Yeah? That happened to me where I was born, where my parents were Catholics. You happen to be born in maybe a Muslim family.
But I came from a more kind of secular upbringing. Yeah. So I choose Islam based on my research. Yes.
So that's your choice, yeah?
Yes.
And there's people who may be Buddhists,
based upon evidence.
Yeah, maybe Buddhists, maybe people born in India who are Hindus.
Yes.
All around all the different belief systems. Now, if you think that the God that's created this whole one world, all these people, he sees these people with all different beliefs and fighting each other, saying that my truth is not your truth and you're going to burn in hell.
To be honest, we're not really discussing this. But let's take the fundamentals.
That's what it needs.
No. Because now you're going to religions. I'm not talking about religions. I'm talking about the origin of the universe. Because if God exists, who cares about Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism? We're talking about does a creator exist, yes or no? Now, we know from reason, like I said to you, I don't need to prove to you something which is self-evident.
So, but I'm an agnostic atheist. I said I don't know how the universe began.
But you said previously that you were an atheist.
I'm an agnostic. For knowledge-wise, yes, I don't know everything. That makes me agnostic. From belief-wise, from what I've seen about what knowledge can lead to and how we don't know everything, and how people use that little bit of knowledge and then jump to a belief like a Christian or a Buddhist or a Muslim like you, they'll jump to that belief so emotionally that it's 100% true to them.
Again,
and they close their mind to any other.
I'm not talking about religions. I'm not talking about. There you go. I got you. There you go. There you go. Come on. Take one. You got one. Yeah?
Very short.
I'm coming after you, Kalam.
Just the way it's worded. I'm going to ask you, please. This is your video.
Is it possible to get a copy of it? Or is it just going to change?
Change the name of it altogether. You know, this short one where it kind of doesn't really
just so we equip ourselves.
The way the title was worded was like,
I was trying to get that my passion died, yeah.
What does it say? Muslim says non-believers are like cattle or something. Remember we was discussing it and there was a context behind it. So I'm just saying to you, because I know it was like, you showed one video and then there was another bit which was like a very short clip where it just says that bit, but obviously there was a whole context behind that that's left out. So I'm just
explain the context. You said that non-believers are like
what you said was then, I can't, do you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying to you, because you put that video up and it's a short video and the way it's worded, it kind of makes it look like,
You made a video?
I'm saying, it makes it look like...
I had a video of him, but my battery, my storage on my phone died. We got about a minute.
The context what the point was, that the big crime is not using the intellect, because we can behave like animals and fornicate and follow our whims and desires. But that's making us like the animals. Why are we worse than the cattle? Because we have an intellect, whereas animals don't have that intellect. They are following just their way of life, what they've been programmed to do. Whereas if we was to behave like that, it brings problems in society, and this is what we see all around us. So what we're saying, if we use our intellect and don't behave, and I'm not saying that you have to be a Muslim to not behave like that. That's
You're not saying I'm worse than cattle then?
Huh?
Are you saying that I'm worse than cattle?
I'm saying, no, the Quran says that.
The Quran. Do you believe though the Quran? Yeah. You believe the Quran?
I believe the Quran.
Yeah. So you believe that I'm worse than cattle?
Disbelievers are worse. Put the context to it.
If you reject the one that created you, that's the worst thing that you could ever do in your life. You have to look at what you're doing.
And because the animal.
What happened to you?
Listen,
man? How can you be talking to me like saying that I'm worse than cattle?
No,
and then you're trying to justify it.
The cow doesn't reject God.
I'm not saying that. Listen,
the cow doesn't reject the
Brother, listen to me. Can I ask you
The cow doesn't reject. I'm not a cow, brother.
No, but I'm saying, look,
I'm a human being.
Exactly, this is why the cow is better. The cow doesn't reject the creator.
You keep doing it. You keep doing it. The cow ain't better than me, brother, man. The cow's not better than you. You're not worse. I'll never say you're worse than cattle.
What makes us better than a cow then? What makes us better than a cow? What makes us better than a cow?
It's a rational faculty.
Okay, we're gonna see it.
We've been given
What
rational
makes the
faculty.
human beings better than the cattle?
We're sapient. We're sentient beings.
We have a rational thinking, yes?
Yes.
Will you suspend your rational thinking?
One thing we also
You become
have,
like a kettle.
No, one thing also, we have empathy. Yeah? We have love for our brothers.
I have empathy,
We
yes.
have a humanity.
Yes.
You know?
You can be a
We have
kettle
respect
and
for
I can
each
have
other.
empathy for you.
Not
I
everyone
would
does have
never
that.
call you a
I
cattle.
didn't say you're a kettle.
You're
I'm
worse than
saying
cattle.
you can be like a kettle, but I still have empathy for you.
Be like a cattle.
Brother, look, when you suspend your rational thinking, you're worse than a kettle.
Oh man, come on, man.
I'm not saying you are worse. I'm saying if you suspend your intellect, then you're worse than a kettle. Allah says this.
I'm not suspending my intellect.
Fine, thank you.
I have a different-
Then you agree with me.
No, I have a different
You agree,
opinion.
Baba, you agree with me that reason tells us that wherever we see an order, something ordered it. Wherever we see a design, something designed it. Whenever we find something come into existence, something put it into existence. Yes or no?
No.
Okay, why? Explain to me why.
When you see a snowflake, it's very ordered. It's got a designer, a very intricate design to it, It's not being designed.
You misunderstood.
You misunderstood.
You
It's a
misunderstood.
process that's designed.
Baba,
The process of
this phone, could that phone, which is made of plastic and glass, plastic we know is made from what? Oil, Glass is made from sand. Is it possible somehow that maybe the plastic and the glass somehow intermingled, and through a process of millions of years, the sun shone and the sand, there was a sandstorm, and it mixed and it produced this foam? Is that possible? Yes or no?
We know the process.
Is it possible?
We know the process.
Could that phone assemble itself by chance?
It's not going to assemble itself by chance.
What is it possible? Yes or
It's
no?
a natural. It's a natural process.
Listen,
No,
Baba,
but
is it possible that it could assemble by chance?
It's a natural
Scientifically,
process.
is it possible?
Right.
What are you doing with the phone?
Baba,
You can see that.
what do you mean natural process? What do you mean natural
Right,
process?
let me go from the beginning, from the start,
No, is it possible that it can assemble itself by
first-
chance? Brother, please answer my question. Is it possible for that phone
Possible or
to assemble itself by chance?
No, it won't assemble itself by chance.
It's not possible.
Just like you cannot have a storm in a warehouse that's going to
So
create
it's
a
impossible
process.
It's impossible, yes?
No, but you've got a natural process,
Brother, is it impossible, yes or no? Please, can you be direct?
It's not by chance.
Okay,
It's impossible.
Thank you very
Okay,
much.
so it's impossible.
Now, likewise, my brother, you apply that standard, that logic, to the universe. Now, what is more complex, that phone or the universe? Oh my God, Baba, do you really have to think about that? Seriously. Who here believes that a phone is more complex than the universe? Put your hand up.
When the universe began,
No one.
30.8 billion years
So
ago.
there's nothing to
What
discuss.
do we have? When the universe began, all we had was hydrogen.
How do you know? How do you know?
That's what they found. That's what the research is finding. You search
Right, so
the
you put your belief in research.
background
That's religion,
radiation.
by the way.
People look
That's
to observe. People observe, right? You've got scientists that have instruments.
That's a belief.
They have instruments
Blind faith.
to observe, not blind faith. It's instruments.
Brother,
that they
you know what?
detect.
You know what?
Okay,
Brother, sorry.
Now, let me tell you something.
Brother, can I just say
Can I tell you
something?
something?
Brother, can I say one thing? Can I say one thing? Sorry, brother. Sorry,
I've been talking for a little while.
Just one thing. You know what you just said? That it was hydrogen. and we know this through research. Did you do that research yourself?
I didn't.
No. So you put your trust in some people who done some research about a event which supposedly took place trillions of years ago. You know what that's called? Faith. It's called school. It's called faith.
Well, basically,
Scientism is just like any religion.
Basic GCSE science.
Scientism is just like any other religion.
Basic GCSE science.
Baba,
They tell you about fusion, how hydrogen atoms fuse together to form
do you know what
helium.
science is, Baba? Do you know what science is?
Oh,
Do you know what science is?
yes, science.
Tell me what science means.
You use observations, yeah?
Yeah.
And then you make hypotheses.
Yes.
Right, and then you make theories.
Right.
You make mathematical models.
Right.
Prove the theories.
Right.
Disprove the theories.
Right.
And when you
Now,
find a theory, you get
can you
falsified
ever go
by
back?
other science.
Can you ever go back to the Big Bang in the beginning and see what happens? You can't even see what happens, isn't it?
You can build instruments that can detect the
I
microwave
know,
background
but
radiation.
you can never recreate that split second, yeah? That split of a second which caused the universe to happen. Therefore, any other hypothesis, any other theory that you bring into this to the equation will only be just faith. You understand? You can never ever prove this.
You have your right to your belief.
This premise.
You could abandon science if you want. This
I'm not
phone
abandoning
is talking
science.
about- this
I'm
phone is
saying
made through science.
I don't use science as an ultimate goal.
So don't use the phone.
It's
then.
an end, not a means.
Don't use your phone. Don't use radio waves. Don't use
I'm not
any
against science.
communication.
But
Don't use the sat-nav.
Muslims develop science, by the way. Yeah. If you
Right.
study Ibn Haytham from Andalusia, Spain, he was the one. If you read his book, the Book of Optics, yeah, he was the one that developed science. What we know today. We are not against science. I'm sorry to say that because you come from a Catholic background, yeah. Christianity by default, yeah, is against science. It makes so many contradictory statements against science. We don't have that problem in Islam. You can be a Muslim and a scientist. You can be a Muslim and believe in science. I'm not saying to you reject science. Science is good, but don't use science as an end means in your life.
I learned science. It's like you might have gone to a Muslim school and you learned science.
Yeah.
So science is quite useful in finding how things work.
Science tell you the how.
Yeah.
Religion tells you the why. Yeah, they both go hand in hand. Sorry,
Yeah. So you can
hand
find
in
out how
hand.
things work through science.
Yes.
Yeah? Now you may take a philosophy of being a Buddhist and think that that's the why. I may take a philosophy of being a Sikh or whatever.
Yes, but you have to test the why. You have to test the why. So Buddhism, by the way,
how you
doesn't
gonna
claim.
test it?
Buddhism doesn't claim to. Okay, test the message. Buddhism doesn't claim to be divine. It's a philosophy, right? It's a philosophy. So put that aside. Hinduism believes in a 33 core, meaning they believe in 330 million gods. Now we can apply same reason to say if there is 330 million gods, it cannot be the religion which is true. Because if there's only two gods, nothing would exist. Because who's in charge? If one God says, I want to create a stone, the next God will say, no, you're not allowed to build that stone. Who's in charge? There's conflict. That's why the Quran says, Allah says, if there was more than one ilah, one God, they will surely see lot of confusion and contradiction. That's why the monotheism of Islam is unique to Islam.
There is a lot of confusion and contradiction. So
In what? Islam?
in Islam, yeah.
Like what?
My neighbours are Ahmadiyya.
What, in Tawheed? In Tawheed?
My neighbours are Ahmadiyya.
Yeah, but they're not Muslims.
This is what I'm saying. They're not Muslims.
But again, look, you have...
They consider themselves to be Muslims.
Okay, look, in Islam, and this is agreed upon, everyone agrees, that Muhammad, peace be upon him, was the final and last messenger. The Ahmadiyya believe that a man from India, who lived 100 years ago, who died in a toilet, they believe that he was a prophet and the Messiah. That Jesus, we believe that Jesus will come back one day, This is our belief. And one day he will return. They believe that this guy, Mirza Ghulam, he is Jesus incarnated.
So their belief sounds really silly to you.
Sorry?
That sounds really silly to you. Yeah?
It's not silly, it's heretical. It's heretical, it's against Islam. Ahmadiyya by consensus are not Muslims. Because in Islam, we have 6 pillars of faith. 6 pillars of faith.
Shias Muslims.
Shias, I would say that generally speaking, yes, they're Muslims, but Shias have certain belief which goes against Islam. I don't want to go into that.
Sufis, Muslims?
It depends, yes, Sufis are many Muslims,
But you got this problem with the Ahmadiyya one.
Sorry?
The Ahmadiyya is an
Look, Baba, there's extreme within every sect. There's many Sufis which are Muslim, yeah, and some of them are very extreme. You understand? I don't put a blank takfir on all of them. I'm saying to you is this: is that if you want to know what is Islam, you have to look at the Quran and the Sunnah. You understand? If you look at the Quran and Sunnah, it's very clear to you what is Islam. Now,
you know what I'm detecting here is a superiority complex going on.
what is that?
Because you believe that you've got the true Islam. You've got the true Islam, the true belief. You said that Christians, Catholics, they're all wrong. Hindus, in all these multitudes of gods, they're all wrong. Jews are all wrong. Non-believers are like cattle. So you've got a superiority complex where you believe that the creator of this universe has chosen you and your belief as the right one. And you happen to be into the right one. For me, I see
How have I got a superiority complex when I'm telling you that as Muslims we believe in all the prophets from Moses, Jesus, David, Noah, Abraham. We love Jesus. We love Moses. Do the Christians love Muhammad? No. Do the Jews love Jesus and Muhammad? No. We love all of them.
you love the atheists.
Well, depends what you mean love. I have empathy for
You
you.
mean love.
I have empathy.
I don't want your empathy.
I love the Muslims. I love the Muslims, and I have respect for the atheists.
Why can't you love? I love you as a human being.
But
Yeah?
that's your subjective
If
experience.
someone tries to harm you, I'll try and protect you as a human
Okay,
being.
but that's you.
As a human person.
If someone attacks you unjustly, I will protect you as well. That's my duty as Muslim to defend you.
So, but what I'm saying is you divide the world into
No.
believers and non-believers.
You are doing the same thing.
You've got the Muslim
No,
Ummah.
no. I can say the same thing about you. Why are you dividing against believers and non-believers? We are upon the truth because we have reason on our side. We believe that there is a creator. There's no doubt about it at all that God exists.
You have the right to believe. I'm not dividing against you. You have the right to believe and you have the right to
Right.
non-believe as well.
Right.
Now every Christian, Muslim, Jew,
I believe as well. La ikraha fi din. Quran says there's no compulsion in religion. You can disbelieve. When you die, you will know. When you die, you will know. Quran says live your life, go do whatever you want. Yeah? This life deludes you. Quran says that. But when you die in your grave, you will know.
that's the certainty you have.
Absolute without a shadow of the doubt.
You see what I mean?
Right. Baba, I'm sorry if I offend you, but the thing is, look, you have to listen to your heart and your innate disposition. Yeah? Your innate disposition tells you that there is a creator based upon reason. That the Quran is the message from God, Allah Azza wa Jal.
So I was talking to your friend, he was a Christian or something like that, and he says that when his mother dies, yeah? Now I know in Islam you respect your parents and you love your parents, but he says he loves Muhammad more than he loves his parents. And I find that difficult to understand. How can you love someone that died, you know, thousands of years ago, more than you love your parents, the one who brought you up and raised you? And on top of that as well, when his mother dies,
You know why?
his mother's going to be burning in hellfire. And he's going to be worshipping the God that sent his mother to hellfire and tortured her. Not because of that, it's wrong.
It's not like that. Yeah? We believe on the day of judgment, no one will be wronged. No one will be wronged. Everyone will be given his fair due. There's no injustice. So every disbeliever who goes to hell, he will not blame God. He will not blame anyone but himself. And he will try his best to bring you with him to hell. So he will say to the people like Richard Dawkins, Sam Harris, all these atheists, people that attack Islam, that try to refute Islam, they will try to blame them to bring them to Jahannam with them.
Now, is your mother a Muslim? No. She's not a Muslim. So now your mother, peace be upon her, when she dies, if she died today, she's going to be going to hell. And when you die, you're going to be going to heaven. And you're going to be watching your
I
mom.
don't know that.
So if as a true Muslim,
We don't say that. We don't say that. We're not that arrogant like some Christians say, I will go to heaven, you go to hell unless you believe that God died for
forget
you.
about where you're going.
We don't say that.
Forget about, but your mom dies as a non-believer.
Yes.
She's going to be going
Again, we believe that everyone will be given his or her due right on their judgment. So if my mom goes to hell, she has no one to blame but herself, and there is nothing that I could have done to prevent that.
What happened to you, man?
Huh?
What happened to you?
What happened to?
To you.
To me.
Now you can say this, all sincerity.
My friend, I love my mom with all my heart.
It makes no sense.
I love my mom, but as Muslims, we have trust in God's predestination. Qadr, yeah? So we know that Allah is the one, if He wishes to guide someone, that person will be guided, and there's nothing that me and you can do to misguide him.
Alright.
But if Allah chooses to misguide someone, there's nothing that no one can do to guide that person.
If your mum was standing here, yeah, I took out a lighter and went and burned her hand, and she's screaming in pain, you probably want to knock me out, isn't it? You probably think, what the hell are you doing?
Right.
And you want to stop me from doing it.
Right.
But the God that's going to burn her, skin all off, give her a new skin and continue to burn her, not for a second or a year, a million years, a billion years. You're going to be there bowing down and worshipping this God.
Okay.
Whilst he's torturing
Should I
your
answer
mind.
that? Should I answer that?
Yeah.
So your point is, if someone lives 70, 80, 90 years of disbelief, why are they being punished for eternity, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. God, Allah the Almighty, who is Al-Alim, the All-Knowing, He knows even if that person was given an eternity to live, he or she will still disbelieve. They will still disbelieve. So even if they were given all the proofs, all the reasons to accept, they still reject and they still disbelieve for eternity.
Maybe a better solution is this. Yeah? It's all we made up. Yeah? And you've been brainwashed to believe in something which is so horrific,
Right.
that you're even justifying the God that you're going to worship, torturing and burning your mother for all eternity. That is something I just cannot get my head around. And I cannot believe that that's
And
something
I
that
can
you
flip
find
the
okay.
coin. I can flip the coin and say, you have been so brainwashed and deluded by your social conditioning that you actually believe that all of this came by chance. You don't believe that the phone came by chance, but you believe the whole universe came by chance, and we're only here as a mere chance. That we're only here to reproduce as animals, and then we die and that's it.
No matter what
I can
I
flip
believe-
the coin on you and say the same thing.
I'm going to tell you something. No matter what I believe, nobody deserves the punishment that the God that you believe in.
Right.
is gonna give
If someone does genocide on the whole community of people, do they deserve the harshest penalty? Yes or no?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, the harshest, even death penalty, right?
I don't agree with them, definitely.
Okay, but many people do. Yeah. Now, rejecting God is more severe than doing genocide on the people.
But I don't agree in torture as well.
Right.
So I don't agree in the death penalty and I don't agree in
Okay.
torture.
So-
I mean, if your God is going to give them the death penalty, it'd probably be like an easier punishment for them than to be tortured for
brother.
millions of years.
Listen, you have been given a choice. Quran is very simple. Islam is very easy. Do this, you go to heaven. Do that, you go to hell. You have a choice. Quran says, "La ikraha fi din." There's no compulsion in religion. You understand? Now, when you reject God, I'll give you an analogy. Yeah. Imagine you're the best person on earth. You're the most nicest person that ever lived. You give all your money to charity, but you leave your mother back home starving and in pain and suffering. Are you still a good person? Knowing that your mother back home is suffering and you neglect her.
I'd help her, yeah.
Are you still? But if you neglect her, why you're helping other people? Are you still a good person?
No.
You're not. Now rejecting the one who gave you life, gave you ears, gave you brain, gave you a body, gave you sustenance. When you reject that one, that is worse than any type of sin that you can do.
But see, the thing is, that's your belief. Yeah? You believe.
I believe
100%.
based upon facts. Because I believe that Islam is the truth. I believe the Quran is the message from God. Yes, based upon that I believe, yes.
So look around you, yeah? You got Islam, you got most of the world are Christians.
Again, now you change the topic.
Yeah, but I'm
Religion.
saying that this
Right.
God that you believe in, yeah?
Right, it's the most rational
Right?
concept.
It's going to be punishing and burning more than 2/3 of the world's population when they die.
Not necessarily, unless you accept.
Unless I accept it. Why would I want to accept?
Why don't you accept? Because you have all the evidence in front of you.
Why would I
Look,
accept
you
God?
have all the evidence in front of you. You have no excuse.
No, why would I worship
You have
a
no
God
excuse.
that's going to torture your mum and my mum because she's not a believer and torture my mum to death? Not to death.
My friend,
Torture continuously.
you are minimizing and you are belittling the rejection of the one who created you. You don't understand the severity of what you do when you say, I don't believe in God.
Is this
I reject God. You are belittling how severe that statement is.
I'm not belittling your belief
No, now my belief.
because I know that you have to
You're,
believe this.
no, brother, you are belittling yeah, the one who created you, and you are belittling how severe that is.
How you understand the fact that I don't believe that this God exists. I'm not belittling him. There's millions of people around here.
Even though you have been given all the evidences, you have all in front of you.
I told you why I don't believe. Like I could have been born into India. I'll be a Hindu now. You could be born in China. You'd be a Buddhist.
That's a weak argument. That's a weak argument. What about the Hindus that became Muslim? They research.
What about the Muslims?
What about the Christians who look into Islam?
What about the Muslims that research and they become ex-Muslims now?
Yeah, and they became misguided. Yes, because Allah guides and misguides.
And if you go online, if you go to somewhere like the Masked Arab online, YouTube the Masked Arab,
Allah guides and misguides, not us.
You find someone who's a Muslim, who's read the Quran through and through.
Yes.
And he points out all the contradictions in it.
Yes.
All the horrific things, all the barbarity, all the...
Like, I'll give you an example.
The Prophet says to kill non-believers.
Surah 9:5, which I'm referring to, is talking about in a battlefield. Yeah? When the enemy is attacking you, he says, kill them, the disbelievers, where you find them, in a battlefield. What's wrong with that?
You don't think that's what's wrong with it?
Huh?
You don't think that can't be misinterpreted wrong?
Okay. When you...
What about
okay. Listen.
about making mischief, people who make mischief in the world, in the land, you've got to cut off their hands and their feet.
Yes. The mischief makers or the highway robbers, people who go around stealing and killing people, that verse applies to them.
So you think people should be amputated?
I believe criminals, professional criminals, who steal your belongings that belongs to you, and they do it consistently, and they are willing to harm you, should be punished. Yes.
Their hands should be cut off.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. If that's the ayah said, yes. Yes.
You believe people should have their hands cut off?
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that?
Yes.
You're a human being, man.
Brother.
If you cut someone's hand off, yeah?
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Why is that wrong? Why is that wrong?
How you understand? Why is that wrong?
Why is that wrong? What makes your morals more superior than mine?
Have you ever stolen anything in your life?
Huh? I'm not allowed to talk about my past and stuff.
You might have stolen something in your life, yeah?
Yeah.
Many people that might have stolen
I've done many bad things in my life,
You've done many bad things. And then you reform, yeah? You change, you learn the bad, you see the words, the bad.
But I never went and stole and killed someone.
But you'd imagine if someone chopped off your hand,
Brother, listen.
what can you do? You can't do no work.
Brother, listen.
Make you change.
The verse,
deterrent.
Yeah, deterrent, yeah.
You guys think that it's okay?
Works in Saudi
The
Arabia.
verse,
Forbids you.
What?
It works in Saudi Arabia.
Where is your
you know in Saudi Arabia, you know in Saudi Arabia,
human rights.
Brother, you know in Saudi Arabia,
Humanity. Compassion for other
did you
people.
know some of the safest countries in the world are Muslim countries? You know Sudan is one of the least countries in the world that has crime.
Very low.
In Saudi Arabia, when the time for prayer comes 5 times a day, the shopkeepers leave the shop without even locking the doors, because no one dares to go and steal. But look at this country in the West. We have all the luxuries, all the technology, but people are scared to go out at night by themselves.
How many public beheadings have been in Saudi Arabia?
A few.
A few?
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
And you think, what's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with public beheadings?
Armed robberies.
Okay, listen.
Armed robbers.
Are you an ISIS member or something? What's wrong with public beheadings?
Excuse me.
Don't bring
Excuse me.
Public beheadings are wrong. I shouldn't have to tell you that.
Excuse me.
You should know that. As a
Excuse
human being, you should know that.
Excuse me. Do you have an issue with the punishment method? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay. So how should people be punished?
They should be locked up, taken away from society.
Like in this country, yeah? Now let me ask you something, yeah? Would you say that the British criminal justice system, is that humane?
It's more humane than having a death penalty.
Now, would you say it's very effective?
No.
No, it's not. You look at crime statistics in the UK, it has some of the highest in the world.
It's a joke.
It's a joke.
And the reoffending
It's not a deterrent. In fact, people,
they go to jail.
you know, people from the Eastern Europe, yeah, Polish and the Romanians come here, yeah, to commit crime.
They torture inside the jail. They torture really bad.
They come here just to end up in prison.
Here's the problem, yeah? They say Islam is the
So it's
fastest.
not helping.
Islam is the fastest growing religion.
So let's change the topic now.
No, I'm saying this is related to that, yeah?
Yeah.
So if Islam became the majority in this country,
Yeah.
would you bring back the death penalty?
If people wanted, yes.
Yeah. Well, the majority of people will be Muslims, okay?
Okay.
So you bring back
Right.
the death penalty in England,
Right.
And would you have public beheadings in Trafalgar Square? Or something?
If the people in Britain accept Islam and they want the Sharia, why not?
You see, this is where it's going.
Brother, do you
is the danger of
believe
Islam.
in democracy?
I do, yes.
But now you're going against yourself. But what's the problem? If the people want it, then that's democracy.
Look in Egypt, they had a democracy. They voted in the Muslim Brotherhood.
Yeah, you know who?
And then they realised
and people like you, secularists, went against it.
And they voted in Hamas in.
Wait. The people in Egypt elected Ikhwan al-Muslimin, the Muslim Brotherhood, and the secularists, the atheists, removed him from power. So this is a problem. And Tunisia and all these countries, same thing, yeah?
But do you believe in democracy?
What is democracy?
Every man has a vote, you know, Equal Rights Act, Human Rights Act.
Okay,
like
is that it?
Yeah.
Is that it? Does everyone,
you got certain different parties.
does everyone have the right to vote in a democracy?
Up to over a certain age.
Right, okay, on a certain age, yeah? And that right is taken away from you. For example, if you end up in prison, they take that right away from you, you know that, yeah? And
you're talking about bringing it back to people in prison.
Do you believe democracy is the best system present of governance?
It's not the best system, but it's better than the theocratic system, I think. It's better than the dictatorship.
Right.
It's better than communism. That's my opinion.
Okay, that's fine, and you're entitled to that.
I was born and raised in a democratic society.
Right.
I do vote. A lot of people don't vote. A lot of people think, voting is wrong.
Yeah.
But a lot of people think that God's law, maybe a Sharia law or something, is better than a man's law.
Right. Yeah.
And the Sharia law has certain punishments, so you say, terrorists, which will bring about, in your opinion, more peace.
But you know, Sharia is more than just the punishments. Yeah, there's much more in Sharia. No, you have rights in the Sharia that you don't have in other systems. You understand? Many things. There's so many good things about Sharia that people don't know. You think it's only about chopping off hands and heads and
but
stuff.
you only cherry
That's
pick
a very small thing.
Yeah.
Islam, that's a very small thing, Baba.
Tell me the good things about Sharia.
Allah, Sharia means the way, the path to God. Yeah, that's what Sharia means. Sharia is the system given to you by your Lord. You understand? He entails everything, from being nice to your neighbor, yeah, by being good to people. You understand? Giving charity, establishing justice in the land, visiting the sick, being good to your mother, giving people charity, even though things like this, being courteous. This is Sharia. This is Sharia, brother.
Also gaining education.
I do all that without
free housing, free education. That's Sharia.
I do all that without Sharia.
Okay, but you do that. But democracy don't do that.
We have a social welfare
Democracy don't do that. And
everyone has a right to go to
is it really effective? Is it really
have a
effective?
minimum wage and stuff like that.
Right. And the
things
gap is always increasing between the rich and the poor.
Well,
But capitalism,
when I left school, I had a choice whether I wanted to go to university and go to college and learn.
Okay,
and then,
but you have to pay £12,000 to go to university now.
I mean,
is
now,
that good?
Yeah, now. But
in Islam, that should be free. Yes.
And who's going to fund this?
Yeah. In Sharia, you are entitled. For example, single moms. Is it fair that a single mom should have to go out and work when she's single? The Sharia said no. The government will provide for her.
Yeah, you get allowance.
Free of charge. But there's so many things that people don't know
And
about
child
Sharia.
benefit?
Child benefits. Did you know Islam was
why
the
you don't
first
mention
system?
that?
Islam,
Brother,
Omar,
why don't you mention that?
Omar ibn
The good
Khattab,
things about Sharia.
Omar ibn Khattab
Yeah, he was the one who
Omar,
introduced.
please.
Sorry.
Omar ibn Khattab was the first person to introduce child benefit. Did you know that?
Right, let me ask you something. We had the elections just in May, yeah? Did you vote?
No. Because I'm not entitled. I don't have a British passport.
Well, Jeremy Corbyn is trying to bring in free university.
Yeah.
Done a bit of work, but you can see you can vote for a party that agrees with the certain politics that you want.
Yes. You know? But I personally believe there's no difference between any of them. So even if I was eligible to vote, I wouldn't vote. But that's just me. Many Muslims would vote. Yeah? And that's their opinion. I have my opinion. And this is the thing, that these are matters that we can have differences of opinions about. It's not black and white.
I see myself as being a part of this system. I was born in this country, yeah?
Right.
So I'm going to try, but something I'm not happy with. The system
I respect that. I respect that.
Are not perfect, yeah?
I respect that.
So I try to use my right to vote.
Fair enough.
Fought a long, hard struggle to have this right to vote.
Fair enough.
So I voted for Jeremy Corbyn. A lot of people didn't think he could come in, but he gave the Tories a bloody good, black eyes.
What happened? In the end, she done a coalition with the DUP, even more right wing.
Things don't always work out as you would like in a democracy.
Right.
But you got to take your right to vote and use it and try and change it like that. But the way I see things going now, the way that Muslim Islamic adherence is growing in this country, soon you're going to have a Muslim majority in this country.
You reckon, yeah?
Yeah, probably.
You know how long that will take before it becomes majority?
Probably in my lifetime.
No. They actually calculate, yeah? If with the growth that is going, in 250 years, Muslims be majority. 250. No, sorry, it was more than that. It's more. I believe it's like 400-500 years.
I don't know.
With that growth.
I've seen other figures.
It's not in me and your lifetime.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
I've seen
Don't be scared.
As you want to bring in
Don't be
Sharia,
scared. No.
I don't see myself converting to Islam.
I
don't
want
see many-
Sharia for me. I want Sharia for me. And if you live in an Islamic governance system, if you don't want to accept Islam, you are right to live the way you want. And Islam allows you to apply your own law upon you.
And I have to pay the jizya.
Yes.
I ain't gonna pay the jizya.
But jizya is less than zakah.
I ain't gonna pay it.
Jizya is less than zakah.
I ain't gonna pay it.
But I have to pay zakah.
I'm not gonna pay. I pay zakat.
Okay, do you pay your taxes?
I pay my taxes. Yeah.
Okay, do you have to pay your taxes?
Yes.
Okay, so any system that you live under, you have to pay your taxes.
I don't want to be treated like a dhimmi or any second-class citizen. There's no way.
You're not going to be treated like a
No way.
second-class
And I ain't
You're not
gonna.
going to be treated like that.
I ain't gonna be a slave to Allah.
Why not? Okay, then
Why
then Allah says in the Quran that do you not see the one who takes his own soul, his nafs, as ilah, as God? If you don't want to submit to Allah, you submit to something else. You like, for example, your desires. You are submitting to yourself.
I don't submit to any moral
You are
desires.
submitting to your own desires.
I use my brain. I treat people the way I want
Brother,
to treat
how
me.
can you use your brain when you tell me this whole universe came by chance? How are you using your brain?
I said I don't know how it came.
No, but you said you
I said it
know.
was a process.
You said to me that phone cannot come by chance. Then I said, what about the universe? Can that come by chance? No, we don't know.
It came by a process. That's the way I see it. Well, scientists say it came by a process.
Baba, you know what it is, Baba? You know very well. You know very well
that is
what I'm saying. No. You know very well that the universe does not come by chance.
You don't know that.
You know very well because when I said,
Listen.
okay,
Don't jump to
okay,
conclusions.
how
Stay
do you know?
open-minded.
Okay, how do you know that you are the great grandmother? How do you know?
How do I know?
Yeah.
DNA evidence. we see
No. You can't do DNA because you never seen. You don't know her grave. You never seen her. How do you know she existed?
She didn't exist, and I wouldn't be here.
Yes, thank you very much. Now, yeah, because he's here, yeah?
I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, thank you very much.
That's what I said, yeah.
This is a self-evident truth.
So you're
The
saying that
same way that he knows he had a great-great-grandmother, he exists. We know because the universe began to exist, something
must be a
created yes.
that it must be God.
Same logic.
Which
Same
God
logic.
then? Zeus?
Again, don't jump.
Or Yahweh?
Don't jump.
Which one?
Something.
Which God?
We'll go to that. But something made it.
Now, as I said, I'm an agnostic.
Something made it.
I'm an agnostic atheist.
Something made it. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you.
I'm an agnostic atheist, yeah?
Right.
I don't know everything.
Baba, you're just playing with words.
I'm not attributing
Baba,
the creation of this universe to your God
you have
or
a
to anyone
problem.
else's God.
You have a problem accepting that there's a creator because you want to do what you want.
I don't want to do what I want.
Yes, you do. You like to live your life. You don't want someone telling you do this, do that. That's what it is. I have noticed this with atheists, yeah. That
Are you saying that I'm immoral or something like that? I want to live a moral kind of life.
No. The problem with atheists, generally speaking, they like to do what they want. They don't like to follow a religion. They don't like to follow a God.
The problem with theists is they like to be told what to do.
No.
You like
You know what? Everyone agrees it would be much more comfortable to do what we want. But anyone who's a Muslim, who came from Jahiliyyah, who came from disbelief, and ignorance, he became a Muslim. He understands what is true happiness. Because if you don't follow Islam, you want to do what you want, you think that will bring you happiness. Allah says, go and live your life and see how happy you'll be. You have a miserable life. And that's why, by statistics, atheists are the most depressed, the most miserable. I haven't lost anything. If I'm wrong, I have not lost anything. I live my life in goodness, doing good, happy. I haven't lost anything.
You've lost your life, man.
What life? What life? What, going to clubs, doing shaky boogie things and that, drinking alcohol? What life?
5 times a day.
Yes, it's beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, what's wrong with this? What's wrong with this?
And you believe in these things, which is totally.
What's wrong with this? We're happy. We love it.
Believe in kind of people's
Baba, Brother, we are happy, we love it.
He said to me,
We are so happy. Brother, I used to be like you. I used to be a non-believer like you. I was miserable.
I'm not miserable.
Well, I think you are. I think you're hiding it. I said,
I think you got a lot of fear inside
no,
you.
it's alright, no, my love. Listen, I want the best for you, yeah? I want the best for you. You're a nice guy, Yeah, nice guy.
I'm not a cattle,
Well, believe and you'll be a customer.
What was it? I am a teacher.
He always was.
No, I am a teacher.
Right.
But I wasn't born a teacher.